The power of frequency. What does it mean? How does it translate to tangible things in our life? What does frequency do? How does it disrupt us? How does it make our day better or worse? How do we manifest things through frequency? Some of the questions that I ask myself as I'm, looking for new content of things and asking the universe to grant me things of this nature. And that answer is not always simple. It's not always simple because some of us don't know how to tap in to certain frequencies. Some of us don't even know what that is or even paid attention to it. But I got you. I'm going to show you exactly how to tap in to your frequency that can make you elevate your way of thinking, the power inside you, and use it to get what you want. But before we do that, we're going to chill with my man, Mike Rashid, a very enlightened brother. Someone who, comes from a similar background as myself, I like to say, but, who elevated himself to a place where he has a wide audience and people that are willing to listen to him and his perspective. And I'm trying to do the same thing on my end, right? And we're all in our own little way. We all in our own little way just want to be heard. So with that being said, you are the universe. And I know we tapped into that on the previous episode, but we're going to double down on that because you need to understand. You need to understand exactly who you are. If you do not know who you are, then you're going to know. Just keep tapping it with me right here on the Worthy Network, and we're going to make sure that we keep it going each and every day. Now, with that being said, let me get some water. Now, with that being said, it could be a powerful thing if you take time out to elevate yourself because nobody's going to do that for you. Nobody's doing that. So put all the little social medias to the side. TikTok to the side. We're only going to use that when we need recipes to cook. Other than that, we're searching, we're researching, we're trying to find our existence and why we're here. And look, some of you might already have that. I'm not talking to you then, right? It's nothing wrong with if you feel like you are where you need to be in your life. But if you're not, and you're like me and you're constantly on that search, then we're going to get into it. This is what we do. So, Mike Rashid, let me let him talk.
And I'm saying this in the most meaningful way, in the most practical, real way. You are not just connected to the universe, but you are the universe. That's very significant. So, all of the particles,
Go ahead, brother.
the elements,
Go ahead, brother.
I like to call them ingredients that creates life as we know it. They're in everything that's alive. They're even in things that are not alive, as we know it, right? These ingredients are in an abundance throughout the universe. In an abundance. So, in stars and planets, asteroids, you name it.
I just told you that.
We are
Everything.
stardust. We were created from stardust.
Literally.
We are the universe. So, as small as we may seem, in the big scheme of things, we're so large because we are the universe. So, that's significant because where I'm getting with this information is the fact that everything is connected. Just like us, you have millions and billions of microbiomes and microorganisms living inside and on you. This is a fact. And let's say take one of those microbiomes. Does it have any kind of consciousness? Who knows? There's no way for us to know that, right? So, but that is coexisting with us, right? We're not aware of it. It may not be aware of it, but it's a thing, it's a fact, right? So why wouldn't we be a smaller part of something bigger? You could look at it like that, or just a part of something larger.
And I think that I was touching on this before, but he put it together so eloquently. But where he stated that we're made up of trillions of cells, like over 150 trillion, different kind of microscopic cells, whether it's bacteria, and whether they're good or bad for us. They can be parasites. They're on our bodies. So what he was trying to get to here is that basically we are our own we are our own planetary system that supports life. Right. The Earth has over 7 billion people on it. Right. Your body has over 150 trillion little cells that live in and on you. And in addition to that, these cells go to work. They all have a function. They have families. They meet up. They link up. I don't. They might even party. We do not know, but we do know that even on the cellular level, they have digestive systems. Like I just stated, they move around and they have certain functions that they do. And even though they don't know that they're on our bodies doing this work, in retrospect, how about like us in relation to this earth and what we're doing on the earth and us going to work every day and starting families and things like that. So he put it together very eloquently, but that's the understanding like that I want us to get into. You are the universe and everything in it. So when your mama say you could be a star is because you're made of the stars. You are already a star. You just haven't found your light yet. Let's get to it, man.
Okay? Because everything has particles that come together to form whatever everything is. Now, with that, we are, you are everything that has ever existed, everything that exists now, and everything that will end existing at some point. You are creation and you are destruction, literally. People have, over the years, been married to certain dogmas, philosophies, books, testaments, what have you, that were written by other people. Written by other people thousands of years ago. It's very significant. People hold on to the tenets of these pieces of literature and folklore with all of their soul. Certain things were written
Talk about it. Get
for
comfortable.
certain
Get
people at certain
comfortable.
times. I'm going to use this as an example. The Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Like, these are things that you don't need to be taught. You don't need to be told. You know that that's wrong. But apparently there was people at a certain time that was so savage, you had to say that, like, yo, you can't steal, you can't kill, you can't fuck this guy's wife.
Can't.
Right? That was a real thing. Is that applicable to you? It's not applicable to me.
And why is that real? So we gonna bust this down. We gonna bust this upside the head because what he's talking about in those 10 Commandments is that the reason they were written was to create order where there was none. Now let's put into perspective that the universe was created from chaos. And if you're into the Bible, then you already know that it came from the darkness, from the nothingness, from the triple blackness, because you have to have two sides of an element. You have to have two sides in order to see, right? You need night in order to differentiate from day. You have to have the other side of it. So when the universe was created, it was created from chaos. And what that chaos were pieces of space rock, asteroids, whatever you want to call it, moving around in the solar system. And as you know, as bodies come closer together, what they naturally want to do is rotate around each other, right? And that's what you get on the cellular level when you're looking at atoms, and that's what you get on the macro level when you're looking at solar systems. That's what you get on the even bigger level when you're looking at galaxies. Everything wants to spin and come and revolve around each other. So all you flat earthers out there, I'm sorry. I'm not with it. I don't believe in it. I don't see it though there's enough evidence for that. But anyway, back to what Mike was talking about. When those commandments were created and when they were made, all we have to do is study sociology, right? When you're studying people, when you're by yourself, you walk around ass naked, right? You're home alone, you're doing what you want to do. If you add another person into the picture, let's say another male comes into the picture, just and is living somewhere near you in your vicinity. Automatically, it makes more sense to have on some clothes, right? It makes more sense that you can't use the bathroom with the door open. You know, right? Let's add more people into the mix. You have to start respecting boundaries and as more people come into the mix. So even on a planetary scale, as planets came into the mix and in into our solar system, they have to respect space. They have to respect a certain amount of distance to keep everything in order, to keep it all in order. So, man, this excites me so much and it gives me so much energy because this is really, really, really an understanding that I live for. And I don't mean to keep interrupting the good brother, but eventually I'm going to start just talking and having my own videos where I'm talking. But I want you guys to see where the understanding comes from. I need to build a big base and a big foundation of understanding so you guys can see that I'm not just speaking from my ass. All right. So yeah, man. So laws come from law. These laws came into place because you added more people into the mix. So I mean, you could call it holy, you could call it religious and everything, but this is just natural things, right? If you want to avoid getting murdered, you should be dealing with somebody else's woman, right? You shouldn't steal, you know? And these are natural things, right? You can even watch animals and insects and get this understanding. So I don't know how it's so hard for us to fathom, but since we all have to go back to the basics, let's start from that foundation and then build ourselves back up, basically. And I don't mind doing that. I don't mind building and rebuilding. And if I have a faulty structure, I'm going to take that belief or that idea out of my life and I'm going to replace it then with the new one that makes sense. But also, I'm going to do my research and make sure that everything is coming into play the right way when I'm making these decisions. Let's go, Mike.
And I doubt it's applicable to you. So I'm using that as an example. I'm not shitting on it, but I'm using it as an example of who was that written for and how long ago was that written, right? scary.
Word.
You know, so they're used to flexing and people backing down. So they're never tested. They're not battle tested, even though they may talk a good game. But a bully don't get tested often. So when it faces what it's projecting, it can't handle it. It falls apart. Now, you run to your bully. Your bully can be in the form of like any impediment or problem that you have in your life. It's not going to just disappear. It's going to be there until you deal with it. So run to it. Handle it today because tomorrow it'll handle you. And you don't want that to happen. Now, I'm going to bring back what I was talking about earlier as far as you are the universe. You are everything that's ever been and that ever will be.
And
We are.
and I can't help but to say this right here. And I may have it a little bit off, but so do your own research. But this was very interesting to me, right? And so when he's saying that you are everything and everything that is here has always been here, this is literally the truth. So every person that passed on, every animal that died, what happens in the phase of death? What happens to the physical body, right? It replenishes back into the earth and then it transforms into whatever else is going to be. And if whatever you get into, however you feel about that, that's just what it is. This is a natural occurrence, right? And so what I wanted to get into, I was going to save this, but man, I can't help this. When you're breathing air, right, or when you're drinking water, these two elements, right, there's enough particles in in these elements that every breath, every time you take a breath, you're taking the breath of every other person in the world that they've ever taken. So you're taking the same breath that Martin Luther King has taken, J.F. Kennedy, anybody. I couldn't wrap my head around it when I heard it, and I know that it sounds crazy. I don't know the actual name of the theory, but just Google that, and you'll see what I'm saying is true. And it is crazy how everything that is here has always been here, and for the most part, always will be here. So think about it as a transformation. Everything that's here is always here. So if that's the case, then we can tap into the energy of every single thing that's here. Everything. Everything. Sheesh.
All connected. We're all related. So when you see another person, you're seeing yourself in a sense, right? Because this person has what you have, right? So I implore people to carry themselves in a more pleasant and polite way and manner and treat each other with more respect. Treat people with respect because you're treating yourself the way that you treat somebody else. All right? You are begging, you are literally putting out a certain. Treat people good, carry yourself upright, treat, live your life with honesty and integrity, and that's what you're going to be accustomed to dealing with. The frequency that you put out. Okay? Now,
Hey man, we don't got to say no more. We don't got to say no more. Get this music going. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Hey Mike, you did your thing. I'm talking like I know you, G. I'm talking like I know you. You did your thing on that one, broski. Hey, listen, if you like this, get us in a thumbs up, share it. I need all the energy around this episode. Like I need it all. I need everything, and I'm coming for it all. Even if you don't give it to me, I'm still gonna get it. But I'm asking you right now, right? And I'm asking myself, right? I'm asking another aspect of me. But I need it. I need it. You need it. What do we need? We need to win, man. Listen, we all worthy out here. We all the worthy ones, and I gave myself that name because it was a point in time when I didn't feel worthy. It was a point in time when I was abusing myself and my body. It was a point in time when I was putting drugs into my body. It was a point in time when I wasn't taking care of myself and my mental spirit and capacity. I was not doing these things. It took a long road and a long time and a lot of things for me to go through to get to the point where I'm able to sit here just to be able to profess some of these things to you. Just to be able to sit here and talk to you on this level, because I know that so many of my friends and family may not even understand this level of conversation. And how many of you out there feel the same way, that you're the black sheep, and that someone out there, you want to get the message across, but it's not getting to the people that you want to reach? So I'm reaching out to the medicine. I'm reaching out to the people out there, because I'm not trying to save every single body that does not want to be saved. And I'm no savior. That's not the point that I'm trying to make here. I'm no savior. I don't profess to be, but I do understand that interactions with the people around us is what helps make us better, and it helps us to get to the next plane and the next place that we want to go. And if you want to get there, then you have to first become worthy. You have to first have some self-love. You have to first remove all of the doubt, all of the fear from your body and from everything that ever happened in your life. So if you ever went through something, bad situations, I'm not trying to speak on things, but we all went through things that made us who we are today. If you went through some things in life, you could still be different. Every single day that you wake up, you are worthy, you are relevant, and you are worthy to be praised, and you are worthy to praise yourself. First and foremost, wake up and pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the other shoulder. You've been that. You just forgot who you were. You didn't know. But when you come right here to this network, you're going to get that. You're going to get this work. You're going to get this work. So listen, subscribe and talk to me. Talk to me. Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm going on the wrong way, on the wrong path, but I do not think so. And listen, you know who you are. You know your capabilities. And only limitation is the one that you set. They say the sky is the limit, but that's not even a limit, because it's higher than the sky. It's higher than the sky. It's all on you, man. It's all on you to make sure that you putting yourself in position to win. And if you're not in that position, then you need to change and transform into that person who is not only in position, but is putting other people in position as well. I'm talking. And I'm very excited, because like I said, this is what I get into. This is what I actually get into, and I cannot wait to show, to demonstrate, how this understanding works and how it can continue to work for each and every one of us. So with that being said, man, take time out. Make sure that you take a time for yourself first and foremost. You cannot be a good person to anybody else until you become good to yourself. You cannot be good for your daughters, your sons, your mother, your father, your significant other if you're not good to yourself first. It starts with you. And look, we could take little steps each and every day. You don't have to be fully righteous. We all learning each and every day. I'm not here to throw stones. I'm just out here to give wisdom and receive it. Never bigger than the program. You can't be bigger than the program, because the program is life. The board we on is a monopoly board. We in the matrix. Sometimes I feel like we crawling and trying to climb out of something that is inescapable. So you have to rely on faith. You have to rely on belief and other things, because you don't have it in yourself. Because when you're looking at the world around you, do not see people winning in perseverance. But you look over there, you see somebody winning over there. You look over there, you see somebody winning over there, man. We winning right here, and we have to have the mindset that if we win right here, then that win is going to be a win, not only for me, but for everybody else around me. We're going to celebrate those wins, and then we're going to let the people around us give them the tools so they can win as well. And that's the way that we build. And listen, if I'm cut short before I get to the top of the mountain, at least you had a blueprint. At least my people had a blueprint. And that's all I care about. Because like I said, I never claim to be perfect, but I am damn sure worthy, because I'm the worthy one, never the two. Never the two. How can I be two when I'm number one? We out.